What's up, guys? It's your girl, Denise Salcedo. So, coming off of WrestleMania 41 Night 2, one of the biggest questions people had was, where is The Rock and why wasn't The Rock at WrestleMania? Given the fact that he was part of this attack on Cody when John Cena turned heel. He also wanted Cody's soul, was part of the attack. He looked like John Cena had done this whole selling of the soul with him. Whatever. I don't need to tell you guys what happened. You saw it. But with that being said, The Rock did an interview with Pat McAfee. And let's break down what The Rock said. Does it make sense? Is it a good explanation? Is it not a good explanation? Well, let's listen to this interview that he did and let's see what we get out of it.
As we got closer to Elimination Chamber, we were kicking ideas around, myself and Triple H. And that's the fun part, by the way. I've been kicking ideas around with Triple H for 20 years, dude. Just always having a great time with him and Nick and my team as well. And Triple H said, what about this? What about John turning? I said, I love it. I love it. The next question is you got to talk to John, see how he feels about it. John loved this idea of turning heel, but he's like, but you know what? There's an anchor here that I'm going to root it in, which is a real thing that I've been experiencing over the years, past 20, 25 years. So when we were moving forward with John and this idea of him getting crowned at WrestleMania and becoming 17 and turning heel, and then being a heel champion, I knew then the best thing for the final boss, we've established this idea of Cody's soul. We can always come back to it. I did feel, and I made the call, I don't want to be involved in that. Step back. Let the final boss step back into the shadows. Let all the spotlight go to John. Let it go to Cody. Let's not make it about Cody's soul eventually or John's soul.
Okay, pause really quickly. I feel like if he wasn't going to be a part of WrestleMania, then they should have never, ever had the whole I want your soul portion. I do think that John Cena could have turned without the whole portion of wanting Cody Rhodes' soul. I think without that, they could have still done the John Cena heel turn, even without this.
Soul. No, let's let them do what they do. And I called John after Elimination Chamber, spoke to him, called Cody, and I said, I think the final boss's work is done. We've established it. We just pulled off the greatest angle in the history of professional wrestling.
Pause. This definitely does not feel done. We had the whole bit with Rock and Cody before Cody's match with Roman. The Rock came in and almost little brothered Roman Reigns, where it really became about The Rock and Cody Rhodes. And of course, Cody Rhodes finishing his story, but it was more so a lot of the attention was on Rock and Cody. How many times didn't The Rock beat Cody's ass? What about the time that he gave him that gift on Raw? The Rock has had some sort of connection to Cody now for over a year. And so this does have a lot to do with The Rock. I don't know why he would feel like it doesn't.
Wrestling, other than Hulk Hogan turning heel back in the 90s, I said, this is amazing. We have 6 weeks. Now let's build. You guys go and crush it. And I'll be right there with you. And I'm always here if you need me. But I think it's best for the final boss not to be involved in that finish. You guys go. So they had 6 weeks to plan for that. So I love the finish of the match. I would have finessed things a little differently on how they got there. But that's just me creatively.
Okay, that's interesting that he said that. I'm wondering if he means the 6-week period or if he specifically means the ending to Cody Rhodes and John Cena, where he says that he would finesse things. Creatively, yeah, I would have definitely done things a lot differently. I would imagine you wouldn't have Cody Rhodes out there playing, hey, I'm not going to hit you with the belt. Oh, I'm going to hit you with the belt. I'm not going to hit you with the belt moment with John Cena. I thought that made Cody Rhodes look so silly, which was very unfortunate that they did that. And here's the thing. It sounds to me like, okay, they knew The Rock wasn't clearly not going to be there for for that period. So in those 6 weeks, I think that they should have focused on making the story between John Cena and Cody Rhodes a lot hotter to the point where you didn't need The Rock. But when they did the first 2 weeks, I remember right after Elimination Chamber, and they were the international shows, they did the same segment 2 weeks in a row. So I feel like they should have definitely tried to find creative ways to get people not to be thinking about The Rock and to get people to say, hey, why hasn't The Rock been mentioned? Because everybody was wondering, why haven't they mentioned The Rock? He was there. Why didn't they mention him at all? I think they should have mentioned him and tried to find some sort of elaborate way to mention him, but also not make it about him. But at this point, it was too late, guys. It was too late. The Rock was involved, whether or not he wanted to be or not to be. He was involved in this storyline and has been, like I said, connected to Cody. Let's keep it going.
There are a lot of minds in the room. That's my thought. But still, ultimately, the bottom line was I love John getting 17. And I never had a concern about John pulling this off. My thoughts are always to Cody because of what we've established with him and his story and the kind of babyface that he is. So if done right, and I think if finessed right, and if nuanced right, down the road, that guy not only has an incredible babyface run again as champion, but also just an unheard of run as a heel.
Yeah.
Down the road.
Let's talk about you saying the final boss needs to step away to, kind of let the spotlight be where it should be with John and Cody, who, potentially you talk about John being the GOAT. There's a chance Cody, when it's all said and done, is also trying to vie for a spot on that Mount Rushmore rock with his dad on the backside with you raising your eyebrow. A lot of people just assumed you were going to show up. So when Travis Scott comes out, they think there's a chance of maybe, there's going to be a reunion from the Elimination Chamber. What are your thoughts on Travis Scott getting involved and you saying, I need to stay out of that? Was there ever a moment where anybody was trying to tell you differently? Like, no, final boss. Anytime you're around is a good thing, not a bad thing.
No, well, they don't have to say anything like that to me. And they know when I come to them, and them meaning Triple H and Nick and Ari as well, and I lay this out and I say, hey, here's how I really feel it should go. We can insert final boss in the end of this finish, but then where do we go? There's other commitments that I have, and I want to also be careful that we're not overstepping and leading over our skis too much here. Can get involved in the finish, and I said, but why get involved in that finish when the spotlight should just be on, in my opinion, John 17 champion?
Then why did they bring out Travis Scott? If The Rock didn't feel like he wanted to take attention away, then why allow Travis Scott to take the attention away? I hated the Travis Scott bit of it. It was horrible. It took so much away. And I would have preferred for us to, if we weren't going to see The Rock, then I don't want to see anybody then. In that case, just let it be about John Cena and Cody. I feel it's a bit of a contradiction to say, hey, I shouldn't be involved. But yeah, sure, let's let this guy be involved.
Does 2025 look like if this man is saying he's going to ruin professional wrestling? That to me is the anchoring storyline. It's not soul right now. It's not.
I think he might have actually succeeded in that, by the way. I think John Cena may have succeeded in ruining pro wrestling, although I think I'd give a little bit more credit to Travis than John.
I can't take the text that I got, and from the guys that I got, who are these top guys who are saying, one in particular who I love is my guy. I call him the Superman of the company. He's like, listen, my soul's for sale when it's time. And I said, I love it. Let's do it. So, look, I love Travis Scott involved, and I'll tell you why. Because he loves wrestling. He's a huge fan, and he respects it. He's working his ass off. I know that he has plans to train with Booker T. I don't know if it's happening already. It might be. Not quite too sure there on his schedule, but he loves it.
Rewind that. What?
As a company, he's like, listen, my killer, who I love, is my guy. I call him the Superman of the company. He's like, listen, my soul's for sale when it's time. And I said, I love it. Let's do it. So, look, I love Travis Scott involved, and I'll tell you why. Because he loves wrestling. He's a huge fan, and he respects it. He's working his ass off. I know that he has plans to train with Booker T. I don't know if it's happening already. It might be. Not quite too sure there on his schedule, but he loves the business. Now,
I really truly hope not, because if we're off to this kind of a start, it doesn't give me any hope for what that would look like. Honestly, it does not give me any hope. I don't want to see that. Like, I don't want to see it.
I was just as surprised to see Travis Scott as well, and I knew the moment I saw Travis, well, that immediately amplifies. Well, here comes the final boss. And so again,
Yes.
I love.
Yes.
I wonder if that's true. You think that's true? Do you think The Rock was truly surprised that Travis Scott was there? Did he legitimately not know, or did he know? I don't know.
They were waiting.
Yeah, I think I texted you. I think I texted you as it was happening. Holy
You did.
shit.
You were like, "Are you coming out?" And I was like, "No, dude. I would tell you if I'm coming out. I'm not kayfabing you." But
Okay, it does kind of sound like The Rock did not know. Okay, I'm kind of believing him on that. Kind of. I don't know. Should I? I don't know.
again, I loved at the end of the day, North Star, John Cena, heel champion, 17, the GOAT, says he's going to ruin wrestling. Now we tune every week in every week to see how it happens, how that goes down. Some parts of it I would have just adjust a little bit more. I would have finessed it a little bit more.
But it was a great WrestleMania. I think you all should be incredibly.
I feel like there's a lot of reading in between the lines about how The Rock feels about the creative that was done for this. I think he may have trusted that they could have taken care of it without him being there. I don't know.
Proud.
Great
Would have been
WrestleMania.
awesome for
Oh man.
just I mean the place would absolutely ape shit, but the next time it does, it will go crazy.
All right, there you have it, guys. That is the clip of The Rock on this interview with Pat McAfee, where he is talking about why he wasn't at WrestleMania. I don't even know what to say. I feel like it sucks that happened. A lot of people were expecting it. People were expecting The Rock to come out. I mean, God, The Rock even did a press conference where he said that he felt like there wasn't going to be a matchup between him and Cody Rhodes. And even then I thought, bro, based off of this, we need to get a matchup with you and Cody Rhodes. I felt like that match was going to happen even before WrestleMania 40, just based off of everything that went down with that. So I just feel like this is something where maybe The Rock had a certain idea. Triple H might have had a different idea. It sounds to me like people just had different visions, different ideas of how things were going to work. And they just didn't come to an agreement is what it looks like. Like doesn't look like they came to a creative agreement here. And then they just ran. Rock didn't show up. And then Triple H and everybody else just ran with what they needed to do. So this is very interesting. I feel there's a lot of things that were also, obviously he can't go out and say stuff like this, but also the fact that The Rock did this interview is interesting too, because what if this was him trying to, I feel like this was him trying to give people an explanation, because like Pat McAfee said, the second Travis Scott's music hit, everybody expected The Rock. So it's one of those things where maybe The Rock came out to try to save some face. I don't know. This is so crazy. This is we're gonna need another documentary. I don't know what to think, guys. This is kind of messy. I definitely feel that The Rock should have came out. I'm interested as to why he definitely agreed to do this interview with Pat McAfee, and why he said the things he said. I feel like there's a little bit of reading in between the lines here is how I feel about it. But what did you guys think about what The Rock had to say? Were you disappointed that he didn't show up? Do you feel like he needed to show up? Let me know in the comments section below. Also, please, if you enjoyed this video, check out this one right here. This is the video that YouTube thinks you're going to like based off of the recommendations of videos you've already seen. And then also, you can go ahead and subscribe right over here and check out more of my content by subscribing. I post daily pro wrestling content. Thank you, everyone. Bye.